Hi everyone, welcome to HTML Bootcamp session. Today we are going to see basic of HTML structure. My name is Ankit Sharma and I will be your instructor. So let's begin today's session. In the earlier videos we have already learned about basic of HTML and why we are using HTML. Also we have seen different kind of editors. We have seen different editors where we can write HTML code. We have seen Sublime Editor, Visual Studio. So today's session will be using Sublime Editor to write HTML basic structure code. If you are not using any editor, then you can use Notepad. Okay, so let's begin. I will be using Sublime Editor. So here is my Sublime Editor. Whenever you are starting writing any code, you have what I would say that I'm always preferring to save the file first. So you can select file, save as. You can go to any of your location and you can give the file name. I will be giving the file name as page1.html. Always save your page with .html. So I'm just saving it and you can see now my file name is page1.html. So we'll start our session. So first element I'm going to write is doc type HTML. So basically this tag defines the document type and HTML version. Your browser will know that you are going to use HTML5. This declaration must be the very first thing in your HTML document. So basically it's not an HTML tag, it's an instruction to your web browser about what version of HTML the page is written in. So if I'm writing exclamation doc type HTML, it says that I'm going to use HTML5. My browser will identify that I am going to use HTML5. Almost all the browsers support doc type element. So whether it's Chrome, Internet Explorer, Mozilla, Safari, Opera, all the kind of browser are supporting doc type HTML element. Also doc type, this declaration is not a case sensitive, so you can write it in a small letter or in capital letters. So basically this doc type HTML, this we are using so that your browser is knowing that you are using HTML5. So the latest version is HTML5, that what your browser will be knowing. Okay, now the second element will be HTML. So I'm writing HTML. You can see why we are using this editor, because your editor knows that what we are going to write. As soon as I'm going to make it as HTML, you will be seeing different kind of things which will be happening here. So if I'm selecting this thing, you will see automatically the basic structure of HTML is coming. So if I remove each and everything, if I just write HTML, enter, you will see a basic structure of HTML is coming. So I will just remove each and everything. We will write here, we'll write it manually. So the first tag is HTML tag. So it will start with an open tag and it will be having a closing tag. So your opening is in this form and your closing is in this form. Okay, so again, this is your first tag, HTML tag. This tag tells the browser that this is a HTML document. This tag encloses the complete HTML document and mainly comprises of document header represented by head and body, which is represented by body. So HTML tag represent the root of HTML document. HTML tag is container for all the HTML element. So basically, generally this is known as a pair tag because this is opening and this is closing. So this is known as a pair tag. You will always be having an opening and you will always be having a closing. And all the browsers support this HTML tag. So this is the first tag. We have seen HTML doc type, we have seen HTML tag. Now the next step is head tag. So as soon as I will write head, it will give opening and it will give closing. So again, your HTML contain head tag, and this tag represent the document header. It work as a container for all the header elements like title, style, script, meta. All the tags comes under this head tag. So it represent the document header, and all the browsers support this header element. After this, you have a body element or body tag. So again, you can write like it is not a case sensitive thing, so you can write either in capital letters or in small letter. So it's always suggestible that you should write your tags in small letters. So I will be writing body, and again this is a pair tag. It has a opening and a closing. So body tag represent the document body structure. It works as a container for all the body elements like text, hyperlink, images, table, list, form. All the browsers support this body element, and also there are few attribute of body element which we'll be seeing in other video session. So again, your HTML is a root, which we can say, or we can say this act as a parent, and head and body act as a child. So HTML contain head and body. So if we make it in this way, so this is HTML, it's starting and it's closing, then it has two section, head section and body section. Under head there will be different tags which will be coming, under body there will be different tags which will be coming. Head will behave as a document header and body will contain all the other element. It will represent the document of body, and this will represent the heading of your document. Okay, so basically if you say the basic simple basic structure of HTML, then I would say this is a basic or a simple structure of HTML. But nowadays there are few things which are getting changed, there are new technologies which are coming. So again in HTML also, in order to make your web page more responsive, or in order to support different kind of encodings, we have different tags. So my first tag which I will include in header, it will be a meta character set. So it will be meta character set UTF-8. So again, to understand this thing, it's not necessary to write. Without writing this thing also my HTML page will work. But why we are writing, or why I am writing this particular tag under head tag, that I will explain you. So to display an HTML page correctly, a web browser must know which character set or which character encoding you need to use. So you must know, I believe you are from the computer science background, or if you are not, you must know that ASCII, which is also termed as ASCII. So ASCII was the first character encoding standard it defines 128 different alphanumeric characters that could be used on the internet in the form of number from 0 to 9, English letter from A to Z, or a special character. Now there comes UTF-8 Unicode. It covers almost all the characters and symbols in the world. And UTF-8 has replaced ASCII. So for HTML5, the default encoding for HTML5 is UTF-8, and we write it as a meta char set UTF-8. Now what is this meta stand for? So you might have heard a word metadata, which is nothing but metadata is a data or a information about the data. So meta tag provide information about HTML document. It won't display on the web page, but it will be like machine parseable kind of entity. And meta tag is always used under head tag, so this is the reason we have written it under head tag. And char set, it specify the character encoding for HTML document. So why we are using this thing? We are using this particular thing for character encoding. Okay, now the another thing which, or another tag which I'm going to use is meta, and then I will be using name as a viewport. Then contain, I will be using width of device, and then initial scale, which will be equal to 1. Okay, now again, why I am writing this particular thing? Again, if I am not going to write this thing, then also my web page is going to work absolutely fine. So you all must have heard about responsive web design. It's about automatically resizing, hiding, shrinking, or enlarging a website to make it look good on all the devices. So if I'm making a web page which is working on desktop, it should also work on my mobile phone. It should also work on my different kind of screen. Like if I have I'm using tablet, then it should work in the tablet properly. If I'm using a smartphone, it should work properly in the smartphone. If I'm using a desktop, then my web page must respond properly in the desktop. So a page should look good on any kind of devices. If you want to make your web page responsive to any devices, then you have to use this meta element. Still it will work, but in order to write everything properly and to give all the detailed explanation, I am including this two meta tag so that you can always use this thing. This will set the viewport of your page, which will give the browser instruction on how to control the page dimension and scaling. So it will say what kind of width and what kind of scale like your device is there, and accordingly it will ask your web page to respond. So this is the reason like we are using this two meta tag. It's not at all required, but still it's always suggestible that you should include this two meta tag. Okay, now moving further, we have another kind of tag which we write under head is a title tag, and it defines the title of the document. So title tag defines the title in the browser toolbar, it provide a title for the page when it's added to the favorite, as well as it displayed the page title if we are using any search engine result. So it's always used under head. So just take an example. If I'm saving this particular file, I've already saved this thing, and if I'm opening it, this is page 1. You can see it says page 1. If I'm writing a title, take an example, home page, and now I'm saving this thing. I'm going back to my browser, I'm refreshing. Just see here what it's going to change. It's going to change the title of my page or title of my document. So I've written home page in the title, and this is the reason you are seeing right now that this has been changed from page 1 to home page. If I'm writing here contact form, and if I'm saving it, again I'm going back, just see that it's going to get changed, contact form. So this is why we are using the title tag. Also in the body we can write anything. So I can write we always, like as a programmer, we generally write first program as a hello world. So I will write again hello world here. This is my first HTML page, and I can save it. So whatever I am writing in body, it will get displayed as it is. Refresh your browser, you can see. So this is the basic structure. If you want to write this thing, you can write. Else you have HTML opening and closing tag. Under HTML you will have head and body tag. Head will say, or it will represent the document header, and body will represent the body of the document. Under head tag, today we have seen that two different meta tag we are using. One we are using for characteristic encoding, and the another one which we are using is for responsive web page. We have seen the title page. It's used for just to give the title of your web page, and under body whatever you are writing. So whatever you are writing, it will get displayed as it is. So if I go back, you can see whatever I have written, it's displayed as it is. So yeah, this is the basic structure of HTML. Doc type, HTML, head and body. Again, I have created a normal presentation. So this is doc type, which we have seen. We have also seen why it's used. We have seen header section. We have seen a body section. We have seen HTML encoding, why we are using it. We have also seen for responsive web design, which meta tag we are using. So this is how it works. So this is your laptop screen, it will look good. This is your tablet screen, and this is your mobile screen. So you can see all the web page, wherever you are seeing, in any of the device you are seeing, it's a responsive web page. Then we have seen a title page, and then this is one of the HTML example which we have seen right now. And coming to the summary, we have seen that why we are using HTML tag. Under HTML tag we have header section and body section. Header section will contain your meta tag or as well as your title, and body section will contain the content of the page. And this is again one more structure, your doc type, HTML, under HTML head section and body section, and under body there will be a content. So yeah, this is all from my side. I hope you like the video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe this video. And if you have any questions, please do reach out to me. All the details are given in the description. And yeah, see you in the next video. Till that time, keep learning, keep sharing.